script is like through your own actions.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Rundown here, bringing us some
follow me,
RE4
wait,
action.
follow me,
Wait, follow me,
wait,
wait,
follow
follow
me,
me,
wait,
wait,
follow
follow me, wait. I'm gonna have to mute my gameplay so I can actually hear myself think, but playing some RE4 in the background while I talk. I am of course not playing this live, and recorded my voice over this separately because I can't do two things at one time, nor do I ever claim to be able to do that. So, just doing my normal thing of completely goofing off while trying to relearn the controls because I'm a senior citizen. I don't know if you guys know that, but I am actually 30 years old, which essentially makes me an old man, according to most people. So, as a old timer and someone nearing the brink of extinction, or at least expiration, I play the game my way. So if I'm playing RE4 and it's triggering you, well, that's the point. So enjoy the triggering RE4 gameplay. I think I die one time during this as well, just to add insult to injury. So that should be fun. Anyway, moving on from the crappy Resident Evil 4 gameplay in the background. Again, it's just something to watch while I ramble, as I have become quite accustomed to, and can ramble quite incoherently, coherently, inconspicuously, and conspicuously. None of those what I'm saying. Alright, so, what's been going on with me? Well, I like pressing the A button when I run in Resident Evil. As far as any major developments in my life, I would say I don't... I have a couple that I'm going to go over, because it has been a hot minute since I last posted a video. I think the last time I posted a video was like early of last year, or hell, maybe it was like late of last year. It's almost been a year, but at least try to make a video every year at a bare minimum. You know what I'm trying to say? So what better time than right before Christmas, essentially on December 13th. So hey, how's everyone doing? As far as major developments go, I have just, the reason I've been posting a lot is, one, posting videos is typically something that I do when I'm not like, also, come on man, really having hit me? It's something that I normally do, doesn't sound like depressing or anything, but it's something I do when I'm not like feeling that great. It's a good way to kind of, I don't know, I guess, talk about things that are going on, and just, I don't know, I typically feel better after I make a video. Not like super good, but it's just something I typically do. And I'm not feeling that way right now. I'm feeling pretty good. Just feel like making a video to kind of give an update, because there will hopefully be some content coming up here shortly. By content, I just mean like I'm going to record one of our D&D sessions. That's right. So this session is going to be a anthropomorphic focused episode of like animal kind of deal. So, look forward to that. I don't know exactly who all I have who really wants to play. I think I have a couple of my friends that are down. So, not sure how big this crowd's going to be, but hopefully big enough to have some fun, and should be entertaining to say the least. So you guys can at least see what we do whenever we play Dungeons & Dragons. Because obviously it's like one of my more favorite things to do just in life in general. I think D&D is a crazy fun. I love being a DM. It's a whole lot of work. Don't get me wrong. I work harder, I think, in D&D than I do in my actual job. Don't tell my boss that. But I just am looking forward to it. I'm not sure when we're actually going to be playing. Because typically we try to play on Sundays, but one of our players has had something come up where they're having to play on, not playing, they're having to work on Sundays. And it's something that's really outside their control. I'm not going to go into depth on it because it's not necessarily fair to the player to talk about what's going on in their life on my content. If they want to talk about it on theirs or make their own YouTube videos, that's perfectly fine. But that's pretty much all I can really say there. So, kind of postponing while I try to figure out what days to do it. We're going to try to do it like Saturday nights. As our normal D&D schedule is Sunday mornings, typically like 11:30 is when we start. So that's reserved for our main campaign and doing like a little side one. In our main campaign, we're having a lot of fun. They just entered a dungeon, and I'm kind of tempted to post that one, but I don't think there's going to be much of an audience for it, as we are like probably 60, 70 sessions in. And I don't know how fun it is to start D&D from like 60, 70 sessions and just have no idea. Plus, I know at least like 2 of our players enjoy the chill atmosphere of D&D, and when I asked to record in the past, they refused to allow me to record because they did not like the idea of like having to watch what they like. There's a couple of different like resistances to it, with one of them being like, hey, I don't want to have to watch what I say. I want to be able to say whatever I want and not have to worry about it being like attached to my person. And I'm like, I mean, I guess that's fair. But what on earth are you going to say that's like that bad during D&D? If it is that bad, you probably you know, it's trying to say like sorry, I'm listening to voices outside the door. I'm weird. But with this D&D session hopefully coming up here, I've let everyone know like, hey, this will be recorded. If you don't want to be recorded, don't play. So I'll hopefully be recording that. It's just like a little mini campaign that I made up. We're not going to use a module or anything like that. So it's not going to be something that, and that I personally enjoy that because it's not something my players can go around and look up and see like, oh, I wonder what's in that chest, because they're truly there. Only I know what's in that chest because I made that chest up. So I enjoy those types of D&D sessions more than modules, but I'm not like opposed to them or anything. As far as like going on with me personally, I started a job, which I'm gonna talk about the job. I am a like, I mean, again, like with every job that I have, I don't say the company I work for until I actually leave said job, because I don't want to, whatever I say to tie back to that company. Even though the best part about this is I don't work for like a major corporation anymore, like Best Buy or Staples, PetSmart, O'Charlie's. I work for, you know, a much smaller corporation, and what we do is we run around and basically fix bank equipment. Like ATMs, we fix drive-through lanes, and it's a lot of mechanic repair work as far as that goes. And it's okay. It's definitely not at all what I want to do. My boss knows that when he hired me on. He was somebody who I was referenced because I worked in a play with one of the people working at this company, and he said, hey, you know, we're actually looking for somebody. And I said, oh, great, I'm actually looking for a job. I've been out of work for almost a year now, and I'm ready to get back to, you know, working again. And he mentioned, you know, the job, and I said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go do that. So that's what we're doing now. By we're, I mean me and the voices in my head. So that's what we're that's what we're doing now in D&D. Excuse me, LOL, in real life, not D&D. I don't know. I can actually tell you guys a short story. I'm gonna hold on to my dice so I know to actually tell you this story, because the story is actually really funny. So I've been working at that job, and like I said, it's not at all what I want to do in life. And there's a lot of times that I get frustrated with the job, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be here. A lot of that just kind of comes from the job has a lot of things that are trial and error, and it's very frustrating to try to fix something, be it an ATM, a drive-through lane, as of recent, I'm trying to think of something else that we work on, I don't know, like safe deposit boxes and stuff, and it just ends up being frustrating when things don't go the way they're supposed to, or they break, or you have to order new parts and you're waiting, and you know, the bank's like, oh, where are my parts at? And you're like, I don't know, man. I wish I knew. You know as much as I do right now. So, parts like that are really frustrating about it, but that's probably the most frustrating part about the job. The company I work for did get bought by another company, so they are integrating, and the new company is much more tech savvy than the old company, so that's a bit of a real benefit for me. At least I enjoy that, because it means I have, you know, my tech background, you know, like, because they use tablets instead of paper, and I remember when I first got there, I was like, wait a second, paper? Like, you guys, you paper? Like, what? What do you mean you guys use paper? Like, you got paper signatures and hang on to paper stuff? Like, people still do that? And thank goodness they don't. Then they've moved to like a tablet. Also, they did not change the timing for these guys at all, so you have to be fast on this. There's less time, I think, to react than there was in previous Resident Evils, because this is the 60 FPS game, not the 30. But you can lower the FPS on this if you want to, which I think I might actually do. Try to do the glitch that's on my channel, where you hop off the ladder and skip the Salazar boss. If you guys are interested in that, I can try that at some point. But also, it required me to play Resident Evil 4, and I'm not really playing a lot of video games at the moment. Which I can talk about video games here in a second. As far as like the job goes, it's cool. I definitely have enjoyed being employed and getting money and that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. But it's not at all what I want to do in my life. And I remembered when I looked at my shotgun and looked at the stats before I pulled it out that I was doing a pistol only run, and I'm like, oh man, all I have is this pistol, bro. That's going to be more difficult than I imagined. So I also had to play this game in several months. So a lot of the things that like I was like, oh, hey, how do I dodge this guy? I'm like, I really don't have another option here. So I just ran forward, and I think I just ended up using a lot of grenades, but I do die in this room. Just spoiler alert, I forget these guys take 2 headshots in order to reveal their like little plaga inside, which is confusing because there shouldn't be a plaga because there should be a person inside there, but these are just suits of armor, so that raises a lot of continuity questions, I guess. Question mark, I don't know. I'm sure it's explained somewhere, and I'm RE4 enough nerd to get it. Regardless, and talking about the gameplay again and not my like life, which I was doing. My dream job, which I'm working on trying to do, would just be to do voice acting, which is acting with your voice. You read, it's exactly what it sounds like. You read scripts, or you I hate the little side attack they do. It's so good. It's so fast. You can't dodge it. More specifically, I would love to do like animation, be it like an anime or a cartoon, something on Nickelodeon, something where I just get to use like my full range of my voice. But I also wouldn't be opposed to doing like PSAs or commercials or pretty much anything else that I get to just kind of hang out and read a script and just talk for a living. I think that's awesome. Who wouldn't want a job where you basically just kind of hang out in front of a microphone all day? And that sounds pretty cool, man. I would like it. So we'll see how that ends up going. I was supposed to record my reel today, so I was taking some voice acting classes, and I learned a lot, honestly. I really had a lot of fun in the voice acting classes, like just getting to try different methods of acting out, and little like improv games to play even helped me out, like when we play D&D, because I got to do some improv there. And it's really funny, but I think the thing that I most benefited from these classes was just in D&D with voice acting and just improv in general. I was gonna say, I was supposed to record my reel today, but I wasn't able to do so, as I want to say the guy who was supposed to let us record the reel, he had something go wrong with the door to get into the building. I wasn't entirely sure what happened. I think he locked himself out, or they changed the locks on the door. I don't know. It was kind of weird, so I wasn't able to record today, basically, and he had to email me and say, hey, we have to reschedule. So rescheduling to a different day, so I think I rescheduled it to next week at like 10 a.m. So hopefully be able to record my reel that day. Boom. Oh no, I was a little early. All right. And with that reel, you basically just use that to apply for jobs. Like if you want to apply for a job, you can say, oh yeah, hey, here's an example of me reading PSAs, or me recording like a commercial, or here's me reading an audiobook. And you can apply to do stuff like that. In fact, I've looked at like some people who record audiobooks. They do it like full time and make a decent amount of money just doing that, recording audiobooks. I'm like, oh dude, that'd be cool. Especially if you love to read and you love to talk to yourself. So I don't know, it might actually be perfect for me. I just got to get over the whole reading thing. Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point. Follow me. Wait, follow me. I love RE4's animations. I really do. I could probably spend an entire video talking about how much I love Resident Evil 4. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But enough about the whole voice acting thing, which again I'm hoping to get into, and do that more to the point where I can replace my primary job with voice acting.
Wait, follow me.
Because my primary job, I mean, it pays okay. You're never gonna get rich doing this job, and I certainly don't make enough money to like go get a house or anything. The whole point of voice acting isn't to do that, but it's a job that I would honestly enjoy doing. Plus, I would make a livable wage. I'm not working for anybody. I get to work for myself, set my own hours. So, like, God, dude, there's so many benefits to doing voice acting. I would love nothing more than to do that. So I'm trying. My goal is to, just at least in the month of December, find maybe 2 or 3 jobs for voice acting, but no matter how big or how small they are, just something where I am using the shotgun. I'm gonna go ahead and like pause to point that out. Yes, I am using the shotgun, but it's to break shields because it's a challenge run, not a masochist run. So I don't hate myself. But I'm gonna use the shield here, or excuse me, the shotgun to break shields. And there's also a lot of kung fu with with Leon, because bullets, I have to be a little conservative, and I only have so much ammo for my pistol. So Leon does a lot of kung fu during these videos, and he gets grabbed a lot because of it. But I think I do okay. No, get him. I watched the video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm saying a lot, and I do apologize. I wish Ashley wasn't an idiot and actually followed me, but you know, to each their own, I suppose. So hopefully that can happen with the voice acting, and I can get that ball rolling. I wasn't gonna say again, but I decided not to. I elected not to, ladies and gentlemen. I got grabbed, and it was completely unnecessary, and I hate that I did. But you know, what can you do? Click, click. I also got a girlfriend, which I guess that's something. I spent a very long time trying to figure out why I can't get over the edge, and it isn't until I enter the next room that I realize, oh, that's the next room that I do that. So, if you see me mash my face against the wall, that's what I'm doing. But, oh, that's what I was saying with the voice acting. So I am trying to just slowly build up the amount of jobs that I'm doing. So I just want to just for the month of December, I want to try to do 2 or 3, just kind of, like I said, little jobs where I get paid doing them. So not something that I'm like doing for fun, like I was doing with Legend of Dragoon, where I'm going back and kind of talking over them, doing like voices for them, but like actually trying, because I feel bad because I've uploaded an entire playthrough of the Legend of Dragoon, and I wasn't necessarily trying to do voices, like as far as like act like it was a career. I was more just messing about, talking regularly, not really putting a whole lot of effort into it, and just kind of trying to make an entertaining like let's play in a sense, instead of like, you know, sweaty, try hard, turn off the fan in the background that you can hear. Like if I'm quiet, you can hear the fan, and you know, like actually try to do voices for it. So if I was going to do that, I don't know. I think I might go back and do a Legend of Dragoon playthrough, but instead I do voice act every single character. I try my hardest. NPCs are going to literally just be repeats of each other. It's going to be awful. I don't have that many voices. I think I actually started to run out in the middle of that video, too. So here's where I finally realized, oh, right, I can go this way. And I tell Ashley to wait. And I jump down here. I'm spoiling the video for you guys, but that's because I just played it, so I know what happens. Oh yeah, like I was saying, I got a girlfriend. She is super awesome. I really like her. I feel like that's kind of weird. So here I sit here and I debate. I'm like, do I shoot this thing? Because I know if you shoot it, you get a whole bunch of loot and stuff. I'm like, but it has, I think, 30 health. I'm like, oh god, I'm doing 1.8 a shot. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be I don't think it has 30. I think it has 40 health. Because I think I end up using almost 30 rounds. I don't know. We can count here. So I know I end up burning a whole clip. And there's 1.8 per shot. Right? So let's see how many bullets I put in there. So 22 minus... what was that, 9? Okay, cool. So we're going to go with 22 minus 9 equals that. Plus 22. 35 bullets. 35 times 1.8. It has 63 HP at a minimum. So cool, in case you guys were curious. So I was really wrong with my guessing there. That's why we don't do math on the fly, guys. Don't do math live unless it's D&D dice. You need to go. Oh, my story. Let me tell you my story before I forget. Okay, so listen to this. So I'm at work, right? And while I'm at work, my I'm driving down the road because my job has me driving from bank to bank. Like, oh my god, dude, I drive. I think one month I drove 78 hours. I spent on the road driving. Ugh. That's too much driving. Also, I found out that they can just open the door. They don't need to knock. They just open it. That's so lame. I thought a flashbang would kill them. It doesn't. I'm like, oh no. And then I leave. Okay, sorry, my story. So I am gonna get a chair soon, and it's gonna be less squeaky than this. But no, I am at work. I get a call from my boss, and I go, hey boss, what's up? And he said, hey brother man, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Do you want anything? And I said, yes. And I said, is the company paying for this, or are you paying for it? So he's paying for the Chick-fil-A, and he said, oh, the company's paying for it. And I said, oh, yeah, definitely want Chick-fil-A. I'll take a large. And I did basically ordered a large everything. So I'm a terrible person, I know. But I order me my Chick-fil-A, or he orders the Chick-fil-A, and sit down. I'm eating it with my boss, and I get a chicken sandwich. So you get a club chicken sandwich, and I get a large half sweet, half unsweet tea. And I know if that order triggers you, the tea part, I mean, sue me. I don't know. I'm sitting here drinking a watered down sweet tea anyway, so it's a half sweet tea, half water. I know that triggers some people, so it's delicious. As I'm sitting there eating my tea, eating my sandwich, I realize something because I'm eating my fries. I'm like, wow, this makes me thirsty. So I say, oh, dude, I should have a drink of my tea. All right, and here's where D&D life takes over. Okay, so there's obviously no straw in my tea. So I look over, grab the straw, unwrap the straw like I normally do, and I go to put my straw into the drink. And if anyone has ever seen a Chick-fil-A sweet tea, you know that sucker is top heavy. Like, they have a thin base and a really fat top. So I take my straw, and I'm one-handed because the other hand's holding a French fry or something. I forget what the other hand was doing. The other hand was just hanging out, right? So I stick my straw. I am so sorry for that sound, but I stick my straw into the drink. At least I try to. It just pokes at the top. And I'm going in at an angle, okay? So the tea starts to lean over to the left. It starts falling, okay? So already I've rolled one natural one to to insert straw into tea. It's like, all right, roll to insert straw into tea. Natural one. All right, cool. So your tea starts to fall over. And then I'm like, oh, geez, can I try to catch the tea before it falls over onto the table and spills on this table? And of course the DM in real life says, oh, yeah, absolutely. Give me a reflex save. And I go, okay. So here's the thing. In real life, I just rolled a natural 20. But in the story I'm telling, it was a natural 1. So I swing my left hand around, grab the tea before it falls over. Only instead, I smack the tea onto the ground. My left hand clenches with enough force, apparently, to crush the tea, and it's made of styrofoam, so my thumb pushes into the styrofoam. The tea literally concaves into itself in a claymore-like explosion, and it explodes all over me because my thumb is clearly facing me, and I am just drenched in tea, as well as the table. And my boss, who was sitting across from me, who I was having a conversation with, is just in absolute awe and is like, how the last 3 seconds of my life watching you try to drink your tea have been just the most... Are you okay? What is going on? So I spend the next, 2 minutes cleaning up sweet tea all over the... Well, half sweet, half unsweet tea that's all over the darn table. And everyone who was sitting at the table eating their lunch is like, Alex, what the hell, dude? Why are you spilling tea all over all of us? So I didn't get to drink my tea. I mean, I got to save some of it, but by that point, I'd already given up on life. So here's the thing that makes it even worse is I ordered a shirt for my girlfriend. And one thing we do that's like, I don't know if it's cute or not or whatever, or it's like, oh, it's cringy, and you guys can judge me all you want. I don't care. I'm not going to read the damn comments of this because no one's going to watch this video. I will sometimes wear a shirt for a while, and she likes the smell of my shirts after I wear them. and so I was wearing her shirt that I was gonna give her. It was only gonna wear it once, but anyway, so I go try to take my shirt off at work, but I can't because I'm wearing a shirt that is rather cute, and it's not like bad or anything. It was a cat. It was a little kitty cat holding a D20, and it's not bad. You should probably wear it like a D&D one session. I'll be like, this is the shirt I spilled tea on, guys. But I couldn't take my work shirt off because I wear my work shirt over my regular shirt, as I've just kind of have gotten accustomed to doing since I worked at Charlie's. And it's like now I got to wear my half sticky, half not sticky shirt around because I just kept rolling natural ones in real life. Just that was an 8. But yeah, that was my tea adventure. I don't know if that was a funny story or not. There's no laugh track. I could insert a laugh track, but that requires way too much effort on my part, and I'm not doing that. Yeah, girlfriend. She's really awesome. I really like her. I met her through my sister, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this once before. Maybe I haven't. I think every time I go to like actually post a video where I mention her or anything kind of going on in my life, I eventually just don't upload it because I think like, oh, I probably told too much information. I didn't tell enough information. Maybe I said something that made someone uncomfortable. Or I just forget about it and just don't upload it, and the video is no longer relevant because stuff has happened since then. But this time I do plan on uploading it because I am 100% going to upload the D&D video, and I don't want it to actually like just come out of the blue as the first thing I upload in months. So, also, yes, I've played this game way too much to know where those blocks are, but not enough to know that the ladder was directly in front of me. I knew it was in front of me, but I thought there was a box around the corner that I could cut open and use, but that's on this level, and I never actually get it, even though I look at it. So if that triggers you, I'm happy. That's the box at the other end of those boxes. I don't actually get. It's one box I skipped, I think, this entire run. Oh, goodness. This video is like 40, or this recorded video I made was like 40-something minutes long, and I had no intention of actually recording a 40-something long video, and only intended on recording like a 10, maybe 5-minute long video of me just saying, hey guys, I'm going to upload some D&D shortly. Enjoy. But I ended up getting distracted and just talking about my life and BS. But I'm curious how you guys are doing as well. If you're watching this video and you, I don't know, are watching this video, like, put in the comments, man, how are you doing? Like, because I know this whole, like, coronavirus crap and people getting sick, and it's a whole lot of stuff going on in the world, you know? I especially can relate. Like, I think a year ago, though, I was super miserable, but now there's a lot of people that are, like, super miserable because, like, jobs are closing down, and, people are having a lot of issues with, like, money, and there's this whole, you know, BLM movement. There's, oh, right, I can't even mention. You can't even say the name of the virus or people will, I guess your videos get, like, demonetized. Not that I make money off of YouTube anymore. I used to, but, you know, it was a long time ago. And even then, I think I only ever made, like, a few dollars. So, there's that. I remember, like, the strategy for this was you wait for him to throw his stick of dynamite down, then you run and just kind of skip everybody. But I think I fight everybody, and that at least I can, for no particular reason, just besides
I like death. I want to bring death to everyone.
I was kind of fascinated by this guy and his inability to throw dynamite. And yes, I did miss a stationary target. And I run away from him here because I forget if he explodes or not. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, but I'm like, I don't want the reason I take a bunch of damage to be because I derped and forgot that he exploded. So I just was like, I'm just gonna run away. I know he only explodes if the dynamite is lit, so I know that now. But I didn't when I was playing. I forgot what the rules were, and I just decided to play it safe. So, but as far as like the virus and stuff on my end, it was actually kind of cool. I mean, like, to be able to work from home, because a lot of our stuff we can kind of operate as remote technicians. We don't actually need to go to the office unless we need to, like, we need to get parts or something. So yeah, I actually rather preferred and enjoyed that, the ability to just work from home and be a remote tech, because I didn't want to go to work and, you know, catch the sickness and then come back to the place where I live with two people who I admire and, you know, are good to me, and get them sick or get their family members sick, because I don't I stay with my friend and his mom because, you know, my family doesn't want anything to do with me. They're the best. They just are the best. Oh my god, I should tell you guys about Thanksgiving dinner because that's just, ugh. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know if you guys can remind me. Dude. Thanksgiving dinner. Seriously, guys, I really can do a video that just goes on forever because I just love talking about myself. Like, oh man, it's just brilliant. I think you can go backwards here, go back in that room and reset them. I forget exactly what the rules are for that. Sorry, my headset died. I had to turn it back on, even though I know there's no volume. But dude, Thanksgiving dinner. Like, we're invited over to my mom's place, and my mom she didn't tell anybody that at least if she did tell, I don't know who she told, but if she did tell anybody, but I'm pretty sure she did not. Also, I'm going to use the shotgun here because I know there's shield guys behind me. At least I thought there were shield guys, and I'm like, well, I'm not killing anybody. It's not a pistol only. Again, I'm not a masochist. Also, I'm like, well, never mind then. But I think someone survives behind me. I don't know. Nah, no, they do the full rocket launcher damage, which I think is 100. Again, I'm talking about the gameplay, not just talking about Thanksgiving dinner. So, dude, my mom has Thanksgiving dinner. She has her boyfriend over, obviously, who I guess now is like her fiance ? And again, I know it's like not cool to talk about other people's lives. You know, I should really talk about my life. But it ends up wrapping around because I end up getting involved, because I go over for dinner, so I can like talk about that kind of stuff. All right, anyway, ow. Oh no, I did dodge it. Yeah. All right, so also you may be wondering what's up with the fish in your inventory and why don't you eat them? They are my friends, and I refuse to eat them. Fish are friends, not food. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. So anyway, so my mom has her friend come over who she met in like high school or something, who is apparently her fiance, so you know, fantastic, good for her. She also has another friend over who I guess was also a high school friend. I don't know, man. I don't know. It doesn't matter, honestly, in my opinion. You can be friends with whoever the heck you want. But the problem, there's apparently a big issue with one of the people who I'm not going to call out because it does not paint them in the best light, although I think everyone should be held accountable for their actions. Still not going to do that. Ow. But this party member who came over with us decided that they did not like that this other extra person was over. They preferred for it to be just family members, and didn't even like that my mom's boyfriend was over in the first place, and decided to be very, very rude and condescending to this new member who is eating dinner with us. Like, say things like, let's say this guy decided to say like a 3-syllable word. Well, this family member looked at them and said, "Oh wow, you know, blah 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 blah. That's a big word for you. Congratulations, you can keep up with the big kids." You know, she was just like saying things like that, and you just kind of were like, why is that necessary? Why act like that? No, like, I just don't get it. How does that, like, any kind of, like, I just don't get it, man. It's completely uncalled for. Regardless, this is also the perfect use for the rocket launcher because I am not about to fight those guys with just a pistol only. I don't. Again, this is a challenge run, not a masochist run. I don't hate myself. Pop, kick, and then we move away because he's gonna go swingy McSwing swing. Although I know he's literally at 1 HP. A knife could kill him. Pop. So, anyway, so yeah, Thanksgiving dinner, awkward as always because my family is incredibly dysfunctional. I don't claim to have the most dysfunctional family ever, but I have, like, family members that don't want anything at all to do with me. In fact, that's most of them. I guess I'm just a terrible person or something. I really have no idea. I don't know what I did to so many of these people for them to just hate me. But, like, outside of that, there's just blatant favoritism. There's just a whole lot of the real just negativity in our family. And there are so many footsteps. I want you to listen to this real quick. Be quiet. Like, I turned around and expected an army to be there. There's just so many footies. Tunk. Anyway, yeah, my family. Just completely dysfunctional, absolute wreck. Don't have a family like mine. Just be respectful, talk about your stuff, and golly, if you're not enjoying each other's company, just don't be around each other. Don't force it. And I know that's probably kind of one hurdle that, and I think, isn't there a first aid in here? I could have sworn there was. That's why I go down this way. I think it actually might be around the corner, and I just forgot about it and didn't actually go down there and look. But I think there's a first aid down there, or that, or I already got it. But I know it's one, I guess not really a hurdle, but kind of one thing that my girlfriend really, like, kind of, I guess, wants me to understand, and I have trouble understanding it because her and her family are obviously normal, or at least as normal as, like, normal is. They all get along, no one really fights with one another, and everybody kind of just is at peace with one another. When you get to my family, you know, I could sit here and kind of go on about our business, but nothing good will come from it. But suffice to say, I don't think any of us should ever be in a room with each other. You know, I think the only person in my family who I genuinely don't mind being around. Ooh, golly, I don't even know. Oh man, I don't even know, dude. Like, I mean, all of us have kind of just got this vibe where we just would rather be alone than with each other. And it just kind of, like, sitting back on it, looking like, I wonder how all that happens. And I think a lot of it just kind of happened with just not being honest with one another, you know, like doing things because we thought they were the right things to do, not because it's really what we wanted to do or what our hearts really told us, and they were never really in the right place. You know, I look at, like, growing up, I definitely probably treated my sister more like a punching bag than I did. I mean, I never, like, I didn't, like, hit her or abuse her or anything. I mean, I can't say that, like, to be true all the time. I think when she was younger I did, but then I learned that there is kind of a history with abuse, and that's probably about as far as I'm willing to go on that. But once I learned that, I never touched her ever again. I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to be that monster, you know? And that's something that I'm very cognizant of and never want to ever be that kind of person, you know what I mean? And I feel like if I have to, I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but I did not treat her the best growing up, and I think she kind of resents me for it, but I don't know. I haven't asked her about it because I don't ever see her. You know, I think the last time I saw her was at Thanksgiving, and we didn't really have a conversation there because everyone was kind of uncomfortable. Mom is kind of off living her own life and seems very content to live her own life. And my stepdad, I don't know, he just does not seem to enjoy my company at all. And then my biological dad, he's got his own life, so it's difficult to hold him, you know, and say, oh yeah, you should get to know me or anything, because he's under no obligation to do so, and I guess doesn't, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on there. But I don't know. I think, like, ultimately just that's kind of a big hurdle for me, is I've never really had a family that loved each other or cared for each other, and it's, I guess, awkward when I hear her say, like, hey, we can't hang out because she has, you know, she's doing stuff with her family, and I think to myself, well, what is, and I don't mean to, like, be rude or mean or anything, but I think to myself, well, I would never put my family before my friends or someone who I love. But I guess that's because I never really had a family to put there. You know, they were never really, like, I mean, my sister is my sister, and so is my mom and my stepdad, but I mean, we kind of all have our own lives. Like, they never really made sacrifices for me growing up. You know, Heather was always the priority and always the favorite, and I always got the short end of the stick, you know? And it wasn't, like, always that to be the case, but it was most of the time, and I guess there's just a little bit of resentment from me for that fact. But again, going back to it, and this is part of the video where, like, I sit here and I go, golly, I don't know if I want to upload this because it's a lot of me just kind of talking, you know, about stuff that probably shouldn't really go on YouTube, but I also feel like it's probably for the better because these are things that actually happen, and it's kind of how you overcome them. And I guess I want to spend the last like 3 minutes talking about that before the video ends. And I didn't mean for this to be a 40-minute video, but it ended up being that way. I ended up seeing a counselor, and she gave me some really good advice, which was don't try to make something happen with your family. You know, you're under no obligation to actually hang out with them or be around them. And he said, honestly, from how you've described them and how you feel about them, it's probably for the better that you don't. And I took that advice. You know, I stopped talking to just the people in my life who did not seem to actually have any interest in getting to know me, or didn't really know me, or you know, were just toxic for me. And I've been significantly happier now because of that. I got to focus more on just being me, and I, for the first time ever, knew what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be an actor of some kind, but I'd rather prefer to be a voice actor. I don't want to be a regular actor. I think that's just too much damn work. Not that I would ever be opposed to it. Acting is just an absolute blast and and so much fun. If you ever get the chance to do it, absolutely do. If you're that kind of person who enjoys acting, acting's not for everyone. But I said so many times, and I apologize, but this is like doing it live, and I don't like to stop talking during the video. So in the last like minute and 30 seconds left, I guess I'd say if you take anything from the video, just know, hey, I'm gonna post another video coming up here shortly, and while people may be your family, that doesn't mean you have to love them. And I think that kind of ultimately comes back to anybody. Like you don't have to love everybody you meet. People, there's kind of a stigma around you should love your family. You should love your mom because I said it. Or you know, you should love your dad or your mom because they are your dad or your mom. I mean, you're under no obligation to do that. So yeah, that was honestly just freeing for me, because I got to say, okay, well, I'm just gonna love the people who clearly love me back, which should be me. You know, I love myself. I think I'm all right. I think I'm pretty cool. I mean, I could spend an entire YouTube video talking about how great I am. Oh, goodness me. All right, well, that's the last 30 seconds of this video. The rest of it's just basically me standing in a, hallway taking green herbs, which don't really matter because I'm going to have to do that again in the next video. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to, again, hopefully post another video coming up here shortly. But shortly, I'm going to try to get that recorded next Saturday. So I will hopefully see everybody then. Alright guys, later. Ow, shoot.